Hello, I'm Ugo Monye and I'm here in the sunshine at Chiswick Rugby Club. We're coming up on this week's episode of The Wrap.
That guy is going to light up in South Africa.
Like we did a Saracens Come Dancing before and I got a 10 for my foxtrots.
We need to get Dr. Roberts on the plane, bro.
What, and Ugo Monye?
So one man who knows all about playing for the British and Irish Lions against South Africa in South Africa is Dr. Jamie Roberts. He, of course, was the player of the series on that tour in 2009, so I'm going to try and get him on the phone now. Here we go. Jamie Roberts, how are you getting on, pal?
Got my cup of coffee, mate. Happy to talk rugby with your good self.
Good man, mate. Should we talk Lions? Because Warren Gatland's squad that he announced last week, I'm not sure if anyone would have been able to guess exactly that 37 which he selected. What's your overriding thoughts when you look across it?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there's probably 30 names in there that a lot of people were expecting, but I don't think many people saw Bundee Aki getting selected, but I think his selection was probably, once George North got injured, and you think, right, who is the best ball carrier here? Who is the guy that can take you forward, get you yards in heavy traffic? And I think George would have been that guy. And once he got injured, looking round and you're thinking, right, probably the two best players who do that, one are Duhan van der Merwe on the wing, because he has that ability, and I'm delighted to see him selected. And two is probably Bundee Aki, because he's low set, he's a solid ball of muscle, and against a team like South Africa, we're going to bring line speed, a very difficult side to break down. You need players like him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a tough one when you're focusing on the squad, because it's really important that we reflect and celebrate the 37 that were announced, but when there's some big name casualties, you almost need to speak about that. And if we're to stay with the centres, someone that you've spent a lot of time with, Jonathan Davies, have you spoke to him this week? And if so, how did that conversation go down?
No, I dropped him a message, we exchanged some messages. Look, John is bitterly disappointed. He knows more than anyone how competitive the British and Irish Lions are. I mean, the guy is a two-tour test line, fantastic player in his position. Look, he's had a long-term injury, and I think he's still trying to find that peak form that we know he's capable of. But he's disappointed, mate. I think we've seen, we saw your interview with Carl Sinclair.
Yeah, it's been tough. Like, it means so much to me.
It's very challenging for these guys, and I applaud Kyle for speaking honestly about how we felt, because it's it makes people aware, makes the public aware of how important the Lions are for these kind of top level players. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to pick up on. Kyle really showed his emotions and probably just illustrated once again, just in case anyone needed a reminding of how special it is to play for the Lions.
Likewise with Johnny Sexton, a guy who's toured in 2013, 17. This would have been, his last tour, and it's very hard because you don't know when your last Lions tour is going to be, if that makes sense.
Okay, should we pick our backline for the first test?
Well, I'm going to go. When I think about the Lions backline, I think it has to cover all bases. I think it has to have tactical nous. I think it has to have power. I think it has to have pace and footwork. I think Murray and Biggar, I think they're pole position tactically with their kicking game, their understanding of the game, controlling the pace of the game. So I'll go Murray, Biggar. I think Henshaw has to play in the midfield, but I think alongside Owen Farrell. I think Farrell as a second receiver, as a second kicker. I think Henshaw 13. And that for me means that Van der Merwe comes in on the wing as a ball carrier. Yeah, look, I think if they go Aki, Henshaw, I think they could play a back three without Duhan van der Merwe. But I think if they go Farrell, Henshaw, I'd love to see Van der Merwe on the wing as a kind of ball carrying option, because the guy, I've got a feeling that guy is going to light up in South Africa. I really do think he has all the attributes. And I'm going to go Watson. I think Watson has to play. I think he's been on form again in the air. He's been fantastic. His footwork, his ability, his pace, and Stuart Hogg.
Can I select a backline?
Go on.
I'm going Murray, Biggar, Henshaw at 12. They've drafted in Elliot Daly as a centre, and I just think when I look right across the backline, if it is lacking anything, it's lacking a bit of creativity. And Warren Gatlin kept talking about a point of difference. I think Elliot Daly across all the centres, his point of difference is his pace.
Daly sets off for the line.
Kicking 65 metres at altitude could be pivotal, so I'm going to go Murray, Bigger, Henshaw, Daly. I know that's going to wind people up, but I've done it. And then my back three, I'm picking 3 fullbacks, Hogg, Liam Williams to man mark Colby, because I think he's the best defensive winger out there. Watson. It's quite pacey.
Your Daily point is important. Can you imagine being in the box, all right, and just knowing that any penalty you give away within 60 metres of your line is 3 points? It's a valid point, mate. It's a really, really important point.
You need to get Dr. Roberts on the plane, bro.
What, and Ugo Monye?
Yeah. Bring it back, eh?
Bring
Good
it back,
lad, take it easy, mate.
Peace and love. Thanks, guys.
So one of those who are tasked with taking on the world champions in South Africa is Jamie George. So we caught up with the England and Saracens hooker to find out a little bit more about him, as well as a few of his teammates.
Most likely to be the next James Bond. We said this at England. I actually think it'll be Mark Wilson. He's like a Geordie. He's pretty cool. He's in great nick. The next Bond should be Northern. I think that Ellis Genge could win the next heavyweight boxing championship. He's good. He's handy enough, I'd say. Michelin star chef. Funny enough, I don't get invited around to too many lads in the house. Owen Farrell, very good on a barbecue. So, like, not just burgers and sausages. Like, he cooks like, you know, pulled porks and short ribs and stuff. Very impressive. Could win an Olympic gold medal. I feel like Maro Itoje used to throw a shot put at school, and he always used to say he was very good. I feel like we've got more chance in that than like Johnny May has in the 100 metres. Catwalk model. Maro Itoje, he's tall, likes his fashion. I've answered him too many times, but talented bloke. Kyle Sinclair could be a WWE wrestler. He's got the charisma, he's got the body for it, he's got the aggression. So I think he'd make it. I think he'd make a fan's favourite. Richard Barrington, I think, would be a Formula One driver from Saracens because he drives like a madman. I actually have, like, we did a Saracens Come Dancing before, and I got a 10 for my foxtrot, so I'll put myself up there. Danny Kerr could be in a boy band, definitely. We have spoken about maybe doing it, so. Love to get Owen Farrell involved, he's got a great voice, but I highly doubt he'd be in the mix, so. I'll see if Ugo's keen, actually. I'm sure he'll bring a bit to us.
Great option, Jamie George. Always very keen. I'm not sure it'd be a boy band, more a man band. We're all in our 30s. I'm almost in my 40s. But anyway, great to hear from Jamie George as well as Jamie Roberts on this show. And that's all we've got time for this week. We'll see you again next Wednesday.